There was a lady that was going to come on and introduce us, but she's lost her voice. So we're going to just stand here and do our own introduction.
Turn around those.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
Please welcome to the stage. You say it.
But don't forget to visit Norwich.
Oh.
And also, please welcome to the stage, Greg James.
And Chris Smith.
Woo!
Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to the Evening Standard Stories Festival.
In the morning.
In the morning, on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Everyone has managed to get here. No one ran out of petrol on the way. This is wonderful. So thank you all very much for turning out on a Sunday morning. Hello, if you're watching this afterwards virtually, because you had a lie-in today, and you're now catching up with this on the Evening Standards channels, afterwards. We love you just as much.
No, slightly less.
Little bit less.
Slightly
little bit less. We like these people a bit more. I'm Chris.
And I'm Greg.
That's Greg over there. And what we'd like to do today is tell you a little bit about our new book, which is called The Great Dream Robbery. We were hoping that you might help us make up a few new stories as well. If anyone thought to pack their imaginations with them when they got up on a Sunday morning, is that possible? Maybe? Yeah?
Potentially.
We'll give you some help. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I just need to warn you as well that I've heard that there is a very terrifying monster at large, which may launch a terrifying attack during the end of the show. It's not really terrifying. Don't worry, we're just being silly. It's not terrifying at all. We're going to need your help to combat this monster using the power of your imagination.
Only if the monster turns up.
Only if, it might not turn up.
No,
it might not turn up.
Very
I'm just saying that I was reading in one of my favourite newspapers, Greg, London's Evening Standard.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I'm familiar with it. They leave 5 outside my door every night.
Do they really? Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
And there's only 2 of us in the house and a dog.
Well, that's good. That means you can read. You can read 2 each and 1 for Barney.
Yes.
So that's lovely. But I was reading that there had been quite a few sightings of, and don't get alarmed by this, kids, the evil llama of old London town.
Yeah, the old London llama.
The old London llama, as it's sometimes known to its friends. So it's possible that there might be an appearance from the evil llama of old London town.
Maybe.
But don't be alarmed, because by then we'll be ready to combat it, because we'll have told you how we can combat villains with the power of imagination. Right.
So, welcome to the Picture House Cinema. It's nice, isn't it?
Isn't this lovely?
In the cinema.
Yeah.
You can we want to encourage you to talk as well to us. This is like an interactive film.
Or we could.
We are here in real life.
We could just sit down, grab some revels, and put a film on.
Yeah, we could.
Possible.
Yeah. We could break into the vault, because the Bond film's probably in that room back there.
Oh, do you reckon?
Just press play on it.
Is everyone good for about 3 hours?
Yeah.
A bit of No Time to Die? Yeah, why not? Why not?
So, yes, we've written a new book. Hey!
Hooray! During a pandemic.
Hey!
Hey!
When we were feeling really sad.
Hey!
But don't worry, the book's not sad, because we wrote ourselves happy. And that's what we're going to encourage you to do today. Has anyone here read any of the Kid Normal books? We did. Yes. Good. A couple of grown-ups as well.
Yes. Well,
it is fun for all the family.
To be fair, Greg, that's our literary agent. So
don't draw attention to it.
Okay, fine.
Seat filler.
Yeah. Sorry. She was contractually obliged to read it, but
yeah, invested literally.
She's still like, we've got a question at the front. Why do we need Mr. Aubergine?
This feels like a pre-prepared question. Thank you, little boy.
What's that, Avi? Will you be available to sign books after the show? And
yes.
Is your new book available in a hardback from Puffin? Yes. Thank you for asking. It is.
It is reasonably priced. You're right.
It is, isn't it?
So this is Mr. Aubergine, and he deserves a ripple of applause, please. Just a ripple. He comes with us wherever we go, and he was born in Bath, wasn't he?
He was given to us at the first live event we ever did, and he's become kind of a talisman. He's like the ravens of the Tower of London, and it is said that if Greg James's Aubergine ever flees the coop, then the kingdom will fall.
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Come on.
Sorry about that.
So yes, he's here, and you can look after him just for a bit. Okay.
So he's been all over the world with us. He's had a trip to Chicago. He's been to Texas, where he wore a cowboy hat. He's been to Denver, Colorado. He's been to South London.
Wow.
He's been everywhere. He has not yet been to Israel, but we should take him, right? Okay, it's fun.
It's fun.
Good.
Why don't you take him to Israel? Let's see you go.
Okay, fantastic. It's on the red list.
Aubergines are exempt.
This is
They're fine.
amazing.
They don't need 2-day tests or anything. They're fine.
It's like we have like a ticker tape news feed in the front row. So we will, before you dominate the whole show, mister, we will tell you a little bit about our new book, if that's all right. So as Greg said...
Stop.
What?
I'm just receiving the clicker.
Oh, that deserves a ripple of applause. Next slide, please. Well, there we are.
Great pose.
Should we recreate that? Oh, it's gone. Oh. Greg, no, don't show us the Visit Norwich advert again. We're all keen to visit Norwich as soon as possible. Yeah. So the hero of our story, next slide, please, is Maya Clayton. So there's Maya, and that's her cat, and her cat's name is Binbag. It's so called because it's a very scruffy black cat and looks like a kind of crumpled up bin bag. So we just thought, we actually saw a real cat on a wall and thought it would be just a good name for a cat, so we wrote it into the story. So when the Great Dream Robbery opens, Maya Clayton is feeling very sad and very worried because her dad, the brilliant but eccentric Professor Dexter Clayton, is in hospital, which is obviously a very worrying time for anyone. A parent in a hospital, a parent's not very well. But Professor Dexter has something rather peculiar wrong with him, because what's wrong with Professor Dexter is he is simply fast asleep. He doesn't seem to be poorly, he's just fast asleep and he won't wake up. Now Maya's wondering what on earth is happening to him. And then something very peculiar starts to happen inside Maya's dreams. Now, dreams are funny things, you know, generally. They're generally odd things, very strange things happen. There's sometimes quite boring things happen in dreams as well, to be fair. Yeah,
we have a boring dream guarantee in our book, that there won't be any boring dreams. So, for example, a dream like I went to the beach and I forgot a towel.
That's boring.
Would be a really boring dream.
Yeah.
Maybe terrible dream. Give another boring dream.
I made a cup of tea, but I somehow had the impression in the dream that the cup of tea was sad.
Yeah, boring.
Boring, isn't it? Yeah.
So there are no boring dreams in this book, and so that is our pledge to you. But there are some fantastical dreams, and essentially Maya gets to have the most amazing adventure while she falls asleep. And we love the idea that you can jump back into your dreams, because it's so annoying when you wake up and you're in the middle of a great dream, isn't it? You go, I wish I could just jump back into it. Well, Maya can. And I don't want to give the whole plot away, but that's how the story unfolds.
Yes, it is. So we will read you a little bit from the beginning of the Great Dream Robbery, and this is when Maya's dreams start to get a little bit strange. So in the book, because it's all about dreams, we sometimes go into what we call a dream log, and we find out what happened in someone's dream. So this is a dream log, and the creator is
Maya Clayton.
From the 12th of May, 5:41 a.m. Peak dream hour. Yeah. Maya dreamed that she was walking down a long, brightly lit corridor in what she immediately recognized as the hospital where her father was being treated. But it wasn't a part of the building she'd visited before. Plastic signs were suspended from the ceiling, pointing off in different directions. X-ray, diagnostics, canteen, banana llama department. Yep, you heard that correctly. This is a dream, don't forget. Some very odd things can crop up in dreams. Most hospitals don't have a banana llama department. But this one apparently did. Intrigued, Maya followed the arrow on the sign and pushed open a swing door that led into a large room with a spick-and-span reception desk just inside.
Hello?
And this is where we get to enjoy Greg James's 2-1 in drama from the University of East Anglia.
English and drama.
English and drama, as he adopts the voice of an officious llama.
So imagine that, but talking. Okay?
Give us the llama voice one more.
Hello?
Oh, said the smartly dressed llama, sitting behind the desk without looking up.
Just pop them over there, would you?
Maya craned her neck to look beyond the llama and saw that the rest of the room was almost filled by several large wooden crates with the words llama bananas branded diagonally onto them. She coughed meekly.
I'm sorry, but I don't have any bananas for you,
she said.
Well, why are you here then?
Replied the llama sharply, peering up at her over thin spectacles that were fastened round its long neck by a thin silver chain.
I just wanted to have a look around,
replied Maya.
Wait a moment,
said the llama, reaching up with a hoof and snatching off its spectacles.
You're not even a llama.
stuttered Maya.
Sorry, I didn't realise it was llamas only. Of course it's llamas only,
said the llama officiously. Maya was starting to realise that it was one of those rather stern llamas, with a little too much respect for rules and regulations. A real job's worth, not to put too fine a point on it.
Llamas and bananas. It's very simple.
It confirmed.
And if you don't leave here immediately, I shall sound the alarm. The banana llama alarm. I'm very sorry,
said Maya, in her most llama-mollifying tone of voice.
I didn't mean to alarm a llama, or a llama banana llama. I mean...
But it was too late. The llama reached out its hoof and firmly pressed an enormous yellow button that protruded from the very centre of the desk. At once, a hideously loud bleating filled the room, which might have sounded something like this.
I think louder.
Yes, I think
louder.
I think when we bother to use great adjectives, a hideously loud bleating. Yeah. Come on, give us something back, people. At once, a hideously loud bleating filled the room. Good. And violently yellow lights strobed on the walls and ceilings. Maya turned for the door and ran. As she sprinted back towards the main passageway, the piercing bleating noise began to fade slightly, so you can all have a rest. But before she could relax, Maya realized that it had been replaced by another, even more ominous sound, a heavy clopping noise, which seemed to be getting louder. Being chased is one of the most frightening things that can happen in a dream. It gives you a weird buzzing sensation in your legs, doesn't it? Well, imagine Maya's horror when she glanced over her shoulder to see an entire troop of llamas galloping after her. Is troop the right word? Well, anyway, it was a lot of llamas, neighing and mooing frantically as they stampeded towards her. And yes, possibly those aren't the exact noises that llamas make, but this is a dream, remember. Also, it's our book, so we can do what we like. Maya fled down corridor after corridor with the uneasy feeling that the long, bare passageways were extending ahead of her like an unfolding telescope. She pelted round corners, skidding on the polished hospital floors, and gradually the bleating, neighing, and clopping subsided as the banana llama army was left behind. Maya looked around and suddenly realized she knew exactly where she was. She was in the same hospital corridor she'd been in, awake, earlier that same day. It was the hospital corridor where her dad was being kept. I wonder if he'll still be here, she wondered, aware on some level that this was a dream. But if I'm asleep, thought Maya to herself, I wonder if he might be awake. Excitedly, she rushed to the last door on the left and threw it open. Now, up until now, Maya's dream had been fairly uninteresting. Yes, we know it had had llamas in it and everything, but that's fairly standard, weird dream stuff. It was when she stepped into her father's hospital room that things got really strange. When you encounter a familiar room within a dream, it's often different in a subtle way that you don't immediately notice. Over the past 6 weeks, Maya had spent hours and hours in this room, and she was familiar with every tiny part of it. The frosted glass windows, the two uncomfortable plasticky yellow chairs in the corner by the wall-mounted TV, the stand that held the bags and tubes connected to the metal hospital bed, the peeping and bleeping machines that monitored her dad as he slept on and on, baffling the doctors. Now, in Maya's dream, the professor's hospital room looked almost identical to the one she saw every day when she visited him, with two rather important differences. Firstly, the professor wasn't in it. Ooh. Ooh. The bed was empty. The sheets and blankets neatly folded down and tucked in, hospital corners and everything. And the second difference was the complete stranger who was sitting on one of the chairs in the corner. It was a teenage boy that Maya had never seen before in her life.
Oh, another ooh.
So that's from
getting really into that then.
Yes, it's good, isn't it? That's from chapter 1, which is called "The Stranger in the Dream," and Maya does encounter a stranger in her dream, as well as a few llamas as well. So the stranger that Maya encounters in her dream is called Teddy Flamewood. He's now being pointed out to you by my colleague Greg James with the aid of his right index finger. And Teddy and his twin sister Bee, thank you very much, call themselves the Dream Bandits, and they have gone into Maya's dream to tell her that her dad is not just ill in hospital, he's been trapped inside a nightmare, and they're able to rescue him. So they're going to recruit Maya to be part of the Dream Bandits. Now, the way they're able to enter the dream is through an amazing invention that's been invented by Maya's father, Professor Dexter Clayton, which is called, are you ready for this?
The Clayton Hypnagogic energy enhancing sensor ellipse.
or cheese for short.
And it's easier to remember as well.
Yeah, because as we all know, when you have cheese just before you go to sleep, you have amazing dreams. So Professor Dexter, who is brilliant, slightly strange, has invented this incredible piece of technology which the Dream Bandits have managed to replicate, which is called cheese. I won't go through the whole thing again.
The cheese machine.
The cheese machine. And what the cheese machine does, it can create what's called a nocturnal access portal chair or a nap chair. See? So you have cheese, then you have a nap in the chair, you're able to enter other people's dreams. And this is how they're able to go in and rescue the professor.
And it looks like a very comfortable armchair. That's because it is a very comfortable armchair. And that's the beauty behind Dexter Clayton. He takes an ordinary piece of furniture and makes it magical. We just put the dream dome on your head and you can enter anybody's dream. And that is what happens to the Dream Bandits, and that's what Maya does to try and rescue her father, Dexter, who is caught and trapped in a dream.
So we love the idea of being able to go inside other people's dreams to sort of imagine any dream you want. So we wondered whether anyone here might have had an amazing dream that might be fun to travel into. Has anyone had a really good dream recently? No dreams about...
any dream.
That might fall foul of the boring dream guarantee. No dreams about socks. No dreams about cups of tea, please. No dreams about forgetting your towel when you go to the swimming pool. Has anyone had an amazing dream? I had a really good one.
Got a good dream?
Yeah.
Please maybe have the microphone down the front, please. Okay, thanks.
Abby's had a good dream.
Do you have a dream here? Please.
Oh, hang on. Wait, there you go. Right.
I had a dream where I was flying on an aeroplane, but then I fell off and I was boostering off to a different planet, and it had aliens, and the aliens had spectacles, and they gave me cheese, and I went back in time.
Oh,
wow.
Future Puffin author.
Yeah.
There.
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. So you were on an aeroplane, you fell off the aeroplane, you boosted into space, you went to a planet, you met some aliens, the aliens gave you cheese, and you traveled through time. That's amazing.
Did you go back in time with the cheese? Trying to work out if that makes the cheese nicer or not. Maybe nicer, it's matured.
What if you...
or not.
Imagine if you were able to travel in time and bring cheese back to a time before cheese and absolutely blow cave people's minds with like a baby bell. Just be like, that would be incredible.
That's what you did, I guess. Yeah.
So in the Great Dream Robbery, if you go into someone else's dream, you are also able to influence that dream and change it. So we love the idea of basically imagining your own dreams. Now, sometimes when we get stuck writing a story, we just write down a list of absolutely ridiculous things to help unstick our brains. And you might have had the same experience. Has anyone ever tried to write a story and thought, I don't know what to get started, I don't have any ideas? Yes. So this is something you can do. You can do what we did. In fact, we should probably introduce this properly.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Please give an appropriate reaction to the Wheel of Dreams. Good reaction.
Yeah, that's quite an appropriate reaction, I think.
Really good reaction.
Yeah. So on the Wheel of Dreams, I mean, you could do a similar thing by buying one of these, off of the internet, or you can just write down things and put them in a bag or put them in a bowl. It's a good way of unsticking your brain when you're writing a story, just to have lots of random things and continue with the story. So we need a dream to travel in. Did you have your hand up that you had a dream over there?
Any more dreams?
We could travel into. Tell us what your dream was, and we'll see if we can. We all can go inside it. What was your dream?
I don't have one.
Oh, good. Okay.
And that's fine.
It's sometimes, you know what? It's good to start with a blank canvas. That's the blank sheet of paper, like we start a book. But thanks to the Wheel of Dreams, we're going to invent a dream for you. Okay? Are you ready?
All right.
Greg, you're gonna travel into this dream.
I don't have one.
Okay. You don't need one. We're going to invent one for you.
Okay.
It's fine. It's all good. We're salvaging this. Right. So on the Wheel of Dreams, we have a series of just mad words that don't really belong together. So, Greg, your dream starts in an empty void in space.
We try and imagine that.
Yeah?
Yeah, in
Good.
space.
Right. The first thing that you encounter in your dream is a mysterious trumpet-playing cat.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, there's method behind this madness. And we do a similar thing if we're trying to come up with characters or a world or some dialogue or something or a situation. We will I will throw a word at Chris, and he'll go, well, that's good. How about we do this? And I'll go, yes, great. How about we do this? And we kind of build it like that. So this is a great thing to do if you want to try and write a story and you can't think of anything. You just go, let's take a situation, a mad character, and a world, and then put it all together. So let's try that now. So
one day, Greg James was walking through a blank void of emptiness, and he encountered a mysterious...
Am I happy? Probably not in a void.
I think you're probably quite neutral. Yeah. Try and harness that. And he encountered a mysterious trumpet-playing cat.
What's that? Sounds quite sad, doesn't he?
It does. It's quite mournful. Yeah, it's quite mournful.
Mournful
poor
Moggy.
cat. I wonder why. I wonder why the trumpet-playing cat in the dream was sad. Maybe it was because it had an enemy, Greg, which appeared suddenly to threaten it. It was a huge dancing chicken.
River dancing chicken.
Oh, a river dancing chicken. Good. Yeah. I must.
Is this going to be filmed for the Evening Standard website?
Yes, it is. It's being filmed right now. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, good. This could go viral.
Can we approve the footage before it goes out?
No. You've already signed the contract.
Oh, no. Go on, yes?
Yeah, so there's a dancing chicken. So the sad trumpet-playing cat needed to defend itself against the huge dancing chicken, and it said to Greg, would you please imagine something?
I'm still there, am I?
You're still there. You're also in the dream, yeah. Would you please imagine something that I can use to attack the chicken and make it go away and stop frightening me? And...
so, hang on, okay. So the chicken says to the cat...
Yeah.
Help me.
Help me. And will you imagine something? And then you imagined...
Great, yeah.
You imagined something.
Okay. Don't worry, cat.
Yeah.
I can help you get rid of the chicken.
With a tiny lemon-scented boy.
We need to change some of those words.
You should change some of those words.
Some of the orders are really problematic. Don't worry. I can get rid of this chicken, trumpet-playing cat.
Good. What would you use, Greg? What would you conjure?
Don't worry. Let me think on my feet. I'm going to use a tiny lemon-scented boy.
Great idea. It's the standard response.
What? Said the cat. Yeah, you heard me. A tiny lemon-scented boy. We're in a void. Go with it. And then a tiny lemon-scented boy.
Tiny lemon-scented boy enters. I imagine he's quite. He's like a Victorian waif.
Hello.
Oh.
It's a new musk.
Yes. It's very citrusy.
Careful not to get it in your mouth. It screws your mouth. It's very sour.
Oh, yes.
Hey, what's with this chicken? Said the tiny lemon-scented boy. Help.
Do you need another character?
I need another character.
Oh, I can help. Okay.
If only I had someone else to help me, said the tiny lemon-scented boy.
A giant glass train.
No, we can work with it.
I can try again.
No, don't worry, trumpet-playing cat. I am starting to worry a little bit. Well, don't worry, because I'm a tiny lemon-scented boy, and there's a glass train coming.
You're only a tiny lemon-scented boy. That's better.
Don't worry, there's a glass train coming, and it's going to mow the chicken down.
Oh, no, this is dark. Right.
It's fine.
Good.
Here comes the glass train. It's very serene.
Quite slow, yeah. Is there points work going on?
Oh, no! There's the chicken who's dancing on the track.
Good,
No!
yeah.
Train comes, chicken gone.
Run over.
Run over.
And that's coming as a picture book next year. So I think round of applause for Greg.
Thank you. It got a bit dark, but that's actually fine sometimes.
Sometimes chickens get run over by trains, kids. You just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's all right.
Part of life.
So this is what they can use the dream technology to do in the book. You can go into people's dreams, and they discover that you can change people's dreams. And eventually, what the dream bandits discover is you can bring imaginative things out of dreams into the real world as well. So they have to use this technology to defeat the baddies in the book. Next slide, please. And these are our villains in the Great Dream Robbery.
Oh.
Yes. Ooh.
Yes, so we have Lilith Delamere. And she probably does deserve a bit of a boo, actually.
Yeah.
So Lilith Delamere. But Lilith is not a one-dimensional baddie. She is a complicated character.
Hooray!
Hooray. Hooray for complicated characters.
Hooray for complicated characters.
And she's conflicted. And actually, like a lot of baddies in lots of books and films and whatever, she's actually just scared of things. So she defends herself by not falling asleep because she's scared of dreaming. She's scared of nightmares. And we find out exactly why she's scared of nightmares as the book goes on. But Lilith is the main baddie. She is the CEO, the boss of Somnia Incorporated. And her number 2, I guess, is this guy called General Fear. Now, General Fear. Now, he's not a real general. He's decided to choose that as his first name.
And his surname is Fear with a PH, by the way.
Yes. So he's actually not that scary. And he's got a bit of... he's got short man syndrome. And what happens with General Fear is that he decides to buy clothes that are too big for him because he thinks he's a big guy, but actually it's not, and his shoes often fall off because they're 3 or 4 sizes too big for him. So that gives you a measure of the man, a man who thinks he's better than he actually is.
Now the Dream Bandits have to, like a lot of men, yeah. The Dream Bandits need to defeat General Fear. They need to get him out of the way. So what they decide to do, they could have thought of many things they could do in dreams, but what they decide to do is infiltrate his dreams and make him frightened of something, which they can then use against him in the real world. So what they decide to do is give him a series of terrifying nightmares featuring cows. And so he becomes frightened of cows.
If you're trying to do that for me, what would you... If you were to infiltrate my dreams to make me frightened of something, what would you make me frightened?
I'd probably make you frightened of cheese, because you love cheese.
I think that's mean.
So that is mean. Probably
keep it fun.
That's that's the cruelest thing I've ever said to you.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, that would work though. How would you do that? How would you make me scared of cheese?
I would make you have constant nightmares that a huge piece of cheese was falling on you and you wake up just before it...
I'd just eat it though.
Well, it's too big.
I'd eat it. I'd dream a bigger mouth.
Too big. Well, in your dream you'd have a small mouth.
Well, I'd dream a bigger mouth.
Okay. Fine. So you'll answer for everything, haven't you? So they decide to make General Fear afraid, not of cows, but of cheese. And this is how they do it. General Fear stayed up late that night, watching his favourite TV programme, which was called Shark Fishing with the Special Forces. And it featured, well, you can probably picture it for yourself, can't you? But when he eventually went to bed, something very peculiar started to happen to his dreams. Dream log. Creator...
General Fear.
28th of May, 11:02 p.m. Fear dreamed he was walking through the small, terraced house he'd lived in when he was small. He could see the pictures of his granddad on the sideboard, splendid in his army uniform. That was what made him want to join up in the first place, he remembered. In front of the sideboard was the old battered sofa he remembered so well. He used to take the dusty-smelling cushions off it to make forts and hide for hours. Fear gazed at the dream sofa fondly until something extraordinary happened. Luckily, as this section was in danger of falling foul of our boring dream guarantee. This is the thing that happened. An enormous cow leaped out from behind the sofa and ran straight at Fear on its hind legs, screaming at the top of its voice. Screamed the cow.
Booga, 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 booga. Prepare to be cowdlerized.
Cried Fear in his dream, in panic.
The dream cow will get you.
Wailed the cow in a scary voice. Just before the cow reached him, General Fear woke up in a cold sweat.
Cow,
he murmured to himself, reaching out for the military-style water bottle beside his bed.
Cow attack.
Inside the mattress fan, which was parked in the street outside, Maya pulled the dream dome away from Teddy's head.
Prepare to be cowdlerized?
She queried, raising an eyebrow.
I had to improvise.
Protested Teddy.
Great cow costume though, Bee, thank you. You've got it.
Bee looked round from her console where a screen showed a rotating picture of the cow costume and gave a quick thumbs up.
So, job done?
Maya wanted to know.
No way,
said Teddy.
We've got to make double, treble sure this is going to work. We need to give him cow nightmares several times to make sure it properly works. When can you sneak out again?
Dream log. Creator...
General Fear.
29th of May, 11:39 p.m. The next night, General Fear was dreaming he was walking along a beach in the bright sunshine, licking an ice cream. Gulls cried overhead, and the swoosh of the gentle waves was soft and reassuring. He squinted in the bright light to try and make out an indistinct shape in the sky. Was it some kind of bird? Or a plane, perhaps? Gradually, Fear became aware that it was a figure dangling from a parachute, dropping rapidly towards the beach. The parachute was striped black and white, and the more he strained his eyes, the more it looked as if the figure beneath it was black and white too. Suddenly, Fear's back was doused by a chilly gush of fear. Surely it couldn't be a
skydiving cow!
Bellowed the figure, plunging towards him and casting an expanding bovine shadow on the sand. It began to laugh maniacally as Fear turned and ran away from it.
Cowabunga!
Fear sprinted away. When he threw a look back over his shoulder, he was horrified to see that the cow was almost on top of him. With a fuzzy thump, it crashed into his back, knocking him headlong into the sand. Fear awoke, sweating and panicking for the second night in a row, spitting imaginary sand out of his mouth. Dreamlog, creator,
General Fear.
31st of May, 1:02 a.m. Fear dreamed he was in the army, something he did frequently. He was at the head of his unit, leading them through a dry, sandy valley.
Keep your eyes peeled,
he said over his shoulder, scanning the surrounding hills for any possible enemies. Once again, a cold hand of terror stroked his back. He could make out a black and white face staring at him from a rocky outcrop not far away. He turned round to warn the rest of his platoon that they were about to come under attack and froze. Instead of a line of soldiers behind him, there was a line of cows in combat gear.
What the?
Said Fear to himself, but the cow ahead of him had jumped out from behind the outcrop and was sprinting towards him, screaming a terrifying bovine battle cry.
Cowpocalypse now!
Yelled the cow, and Fear, abandoning every bit of his army training, fled in utter panic. Greg, you're getting a good workout today.
It is sweaty.
It is sweaty, isn't it? Yeah.
Sweaty jumper.
So that's how they infiltrate General Fear's dreams and make him terrified of cows. He's actually become so terrified of cows that they're able to use this against him. And actually, if you look on underneath the cover, there's a very wonderful picture of General Fear surrounded in a field of cows, looking very frightened, which is a little bonus. And actually, maybe we'll just read you very quickly. This is not spoilery, but this is a little bit from later on in the book. And this is how they spring a trap on General Fear once they've made him terrified of cows. This is what the Dream Bandits, Teddy, Bee, and Maya then managed to do to make him get out of their way.
And this is where Teddy feels very, very pleased with himself. He's quite pleased with himself anyway.
He's generally quite pleased with himself.
He's very cocky, but his plan has worked. So he likes toying now with General Fear. Okay, who's actually not that smart.
So this is taking place. This is in real life now, when everyone's awake inside a hospital.
Yes.
It's page 240 in your hymn books.
Yes, I've got it. Are you starting?
I thought you could start with this.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, baby-faced army guy,
said Teddy.
I can see that you've cut off my escape.
He went on as he began to walk slowly forward.
In fact, there's no way through.
General Fear felt a fluttering in his stomach. It was a large stomach and therefore a large fluttering. He frowned. There was nothing to be afraid of here. What had made him anxious? Something the boy had just said to him. But what?
Come no further. I'll warn you.
He blustered.
Halt and identify yourself. What have you done with the professor? I know he's still in the building. My operatives have all the exits covered. Let's take those points one by one, shall we?
Said Teddy smoothly, still advancing.
Firstly, I said there was no way through unless you move.
Fear took an involuntary step backwards, the fluttering of panic now expanding upward through his chest.
Secondly, you asked me to halt. That's going to be a no. What have I done with the professor? Well, I'm not telling you. Come no further.
Spotted Fear.
I'll warn you. But I will identify myself.
Continued Teddy smoothly, reaching into his back pocket and pulling out a shapeless black and white bundle.
I'm surprised you haven't recognized me already, in fact.
He held out the bundle in front of him with both hands and began to unroll it. Something about the way the boy was talking had unnerved General Fear terribly. He tried to put his finger on it. He failed, but then it all became clear. Bellowed Teddy suddenly and at maximum volume. He snapped the black and white object down over his head, revealing what was, in fact, a rubber cow mask. And suddenly, the nightmares General Fear had been having for the last few days flooded back into his brain. He opened his tiny eyes as wide as they would go, which was not especially wide.
No.
He mouthed.
No, it can't be. It's not possible. Oh, but it is,
said the cow, advancing on him threateningly.
It is I, the cow who haunts your dreams. I am the night moo.
Teddy ran forward, waving his arms, and General Fear broke. Feeling as if his legs had turned into blancmange, he fled across reception in terror, flailing his arms like one of those giant wobbly men who were stationed on the forecourts of car dealerships.
Looks like a bad case of bonophobia. There you go. Bovinophobia.
Bovinophobia. So that's how they defeat General Fear.
Wow.
Do you want to have some water?
I'm just worried about the llama.
Yeah, I know. The old llama of London town. Well, I have been checking with my news sources at London's Evening Standard.
The front row.
And Abbey on the front row. Yeah. There have been quite a few sightings of the evil llama of old London town.
Right.
Around the general vicinity of Leicester Square, Piccadilly Circus, Shaftesbury Avenue, south side of Soho, Great Wimble Street. I mean, really quite close.
Right.
Quite close to Picture House Central.
Well, we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, I just wondered whether it's worth checking the exits.
You can.
Did you lock all the doors?
Well, I locked. That's locked. That is locked. That
Right.
one's locked now.
Good.
There's a door there, isn't there?
There is a door over there.
Need to go and check that it's
Check the
locked.
door.
Sorry.
Go and check the door.
Because the last thing we want is him popping in now.
Now, there's no particular reason to be alarmed, but if we are attacked by the evil llama of old London town, we're going to have to use some of the dream technology. So can anyone dream up any traps or any weapons that we might be able to use if there is a llama? Okay, we've got one there. Anyone else think of one? We've got one ready on the front row.
Chris.
Yes?
Chris,
Yes? Yes.
he's here.
No!
He's here, careful. He's locked me in a cupboard.
Oh, no! Be careful, Greg.
He might come out at any moment.
Right? Yes, we're...
Hello.
Oh,
Hello. I'm slightly worried about the stairs. But when I do get to you,
Yes?
you are in deep trouble.
oh no! I've never been attacked in such a sinister and slow manner before. Don't be alarmed, everybody, but the evil llama of old London town has sadly entered the picture house.
Stop laughing at me!
He means to disrupt the entire Evening Standard Stories Festival, and he must be stopped. Who had an idea for something we could bring out of a dream to try and defeat the llama? Okay, this gentleman here. Yeah, let's just wait for the mic. Yeah, okay, tell us what you've got.
Silence! I am the evil llama of old London town.
Be quiet, we're just hearing some ideas to get rid of you.
Very difficult to hear in here as well.
Yes. We have to get a lot of what?
We have to get a lot of food because I know for a fact llamas cannot resist when they're hungry.
That's true. So we can set a trap for him with some bait.
Yes, and while he is eating,
Yeah.
put a net over him and put a sack of potatoes over his mouth so he couldn't spit and get out.
This is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so we would
and put bricks around the corners of the net.
bricks.
Yes.
Okay, net, bag of potatoes, bricks around the corner of the net. This is great stuff. And we're going to bait his trap with fruits first of all, because as you know, you obviously watched a lot of David Attenborough nature documentaries. You know that bananas are llama's favorite food. So what we'll do, everyone distract the llama by waving at him.
Hello. Hello, yes.
So
Horrible to meet you.
while he's so evil. He's so evil. I'm now baiting a trap over here with dream bananas.
What?
He will scent the scent of the bananas will waft over to him. And then
Ooh.
And then when he's attracted by the bananas, we throw a net over him,
Ah!
weigh it down with bricks,
Ah!
and what we're putting in his mouth, sack of potatoes on top of him.
Really?
Great, okay. He is stunned, but I've got to tell you, he has not yet been completely defeated. I think he's still. You weren't done. You can give us another one if you want. What else? Give us one more. You're on fire.
But eventually we should drop a brick on him.
Drop a brick on him. Sure. Yeah. It's it's dark. It's basic, but it's good.
Yep.
So we'll use one of the bricks from the net.
I think
There you go.
the tone was set with the train that ran the chicken over.
Yes, it possibly was. Okay, right. Another dream trap for a llama. Who's got one? Yes, in the front row. Hang on, just wait for the microphone so we can hear you.
Get a sword which is on fire and put it on his head.
Okay,
Right.
I quit.
Get
You win.
A sword of fire,
Right.
and put it on his and bip him on the head with it.
Come on then.
Yeah.
Put
Okay.
me out of my misery.
I'll just get the I'll just get the
I'll just lie here.
every luckily every picture house cinema is equipped with a flaming sword which is kept in case of emergencies, in case of llama attacks. So I can just fit the flaming sword here, and get ready. This is gonna sting. It was a good idea. Has anyone got one more final blow to dispatch the llama for good? Not necessarily sword-based. Yeah, in the back row. Can we get a microphone over there? Okay, this is the one. This is going to finish him off once and for all and make him go away.
Throw him out the window.
Throw him out the window. Yeah, great. You know what? We can get it. What will come to throw the llama out of the window? A purple milkshake. Okay. So suddenly, once the llama had been attracted with a bait of bananas, trapped in a net, had a bag of potatoes stuffed in his mouth, a brick dropped on him, he had been hit on the head with a flaming sword, he was thrown out of the window by a purple milkshake.
Oh dear.
You've been an extremely naughty llama, and I'm going to throw you out of the picture house window into Piccadilly Circus.
To be honest, I'd be grateful.
Come along. And the milkshake threw the llama out of the window, and the Evening Standard Stories Festival was able to continue as scheduled with many more professionally planned events such as this. And thank you very much for enjoying our story.
Bye, guys. I don't think I'm cut out for this evil life anymore.
You've been thrown out of the window. Would you please release Greg from the cupboard?
Yes.
Evil llama of London town. Now we've got a few minutes left. If anyone wanted to ask any questions about books, stories, llamas, milkshakes, tiny lemon-scented boys, or anything, once Greg has been released from captivity, we will be available to answer a few questions.
Oh, guys, wow.
We'd like. Oh, he's back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
God, I was trapped in a really hot cupboard. That cupboard was so hot.
Wow. Well,
It might have been an oven.
we were being attacked by a llama that was
Really?
that had apparently looked up your outfit on ASOS and bought exactly the same clothes.
Hey, sharp the look.
Yes, he's a sharp llama.
Oh. So, yeah, wow. What did you kill him?
I didn't kill him. No, that would be dark.
Did you get rid of him?
Hit him with a flaming sword, and then a purple milkshake threw him out the window.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
The old story.
Yeah, really good.
They say there are no new ideas. Okay, so did anyone want to know anything? Did anyone have any questions? We have a young gentleman. Yes, a lady in the second row.
Is the first question, what on earth did we just see?
Yes. Can we request a refund?
Well, us.
Is there going to be another Kid Normal book?
Good question.
I would say never say never. Because yesterday I'm speaking on behalf of us.
Please, if I disagree with you, I'll make my feelings known. If
I'm
silent, assume that I agree with you.
Okay, great. We were in Bath yesterday, not in the Bath, which we have been together, but we were in Bath yesterday, and we were signing some copies of Kid Normal, and I suddenly went, oh, I really miss these guys, and I really love these guys. Not to take away from the Great Dream Robbery, of course, but we really enjoyed writing them. So I thought at some point there might be some of those characters that come back. Maybe not in a Kid Normal book, but there could be a Nectar story.
Who knows?
We love Nectar.
Yeah.
So yeah, never say never.
Never say never.
But not soon.
As we
Don't
are
say
busy-
never, but also don't say soon.
Busy doing
Okay?
other things. Yes, a question from our amazing potato sack dreamer over there. Hang on, let's just get you a microphone, buddy, so we can hear what you want to know.
Oh yeah, for the benefit of the tape, the first question was, when are you bringing back your amazing best-selling award-winning
Why don't
series?
you
Kid
just tase the llama?
Why didn't we just do what?
Why don't you just tase the llama and throw him out?
Why don't you just tase the llama?
'Cause he'd been
it's
through enough,
It's
all
a great
right?
question.
You've
Yeah,
been through enough.
he has been through enough. Mind you, could be fun for the next show. You know, if we're running short of time, we could just fast forward to that. Yes, on the front row here, we have a young man with an aubergine who wants to know something.
Why did you not do other pictures on other chapters?
Well, so there are some pictures in the book, and the pictures are great, aren't they? So Amy, who's drawn the pictures for this, we think she's fantastic. The way she has really kind of brought the characters to life. That's one of the bits That's one of the bits we love most about the book.
What happens if I press next?
You will get a picture of us, I think.
Oh, that's all right.
No one needs to see that.
Where's that picture of Lilith? Yeah, when we saw this picture of Lilith, I just thought, wow, Amy's really got the characters in her head. And there's loads of great illustrations throughout the whole book.
But some pages don't have illustrations,
Yeah.
for which we apologise. And we will draw pictures, especially in your copy. Where did we get Mr. Aubergine from? Is the question from the young man in the front. So he was given to us by a friend of ours, and he's like our mascot now.
Yeah.
He goes with us everywhere.
I'm sure we can find you an aubergine somewhere.
Any other questions? Or yes, we've got one over the back there. Yes, let's get you a microphone. Whew.
Are there any more evil llamas?
Today? Or I think we've seen off the evil llama today.
Watch out for him on your way out, though, because remember, he was thrown out of the window by a purple milkshake. I suspect he may still be alive, possibly wounded.
I think he's gone.
Cornered. So, is he?
I heard
sure?
that he's gone. Yeah.
You sure he's not gonna? He might come crawling.
I don't
back,
think so.
Dragging
No,
one
he seemed-
wounded leg behind him.
He seemed pretty remorseful.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. He's learned the error of his llama ways, and he's going to be a nice, kind llama.
But in the book, there are loads more slightly insane animal characters.
Oh yeah.
For example, there are some penguins that are playing football. Quite early on in the book, we have obviously the cows that you met.
There are some badgers that run a restaurant.
A couple of badgers. And there's a unicorn called Donald. So that's worth looking out for.
Always worth looking out for.
Stop trying to trade a llama for a unicorn.
It's not the same thing.
Never done that before.
Not the same thing.
Yeah.
Could you put a horn on a llama's head and make a llama corn?
Could do.
Yeah. In the next book. Yeah, great. We should be paying you. We're coming up with lots of ideas today. Any other questions? Anyone want to know anything else? Have you got a question in the front? Hang on.
The man running towards you. with
Big
a
loud
microphone.
voice.
And some guinea pigs on my scoot.
Do we like guinea
Do
pigs?
you like guinea pigs? We do. We do like guinea pigs. We've never really written a guinea pig before. I always
No.
feel like guinea pigs just sort of don't. They just haven't lived their own life, aren't they?
They're just doing their own thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, pigging around, guineaing hither and yon.
But they're quite good characters. I think maybe a crime-fighting guinea pig double act would be good.
Have you got a guinea pig? Hang on a sec. We need to hear this.
It's got 2 earrings in it.
Oh, it's got 2 earrings.
The guinea
Earrings.
pig's got 2 earrings.
Mm.
Have you been accessorising guinea pigs?
And
We need to report you to the
and I saw
RSPCA.
one at the zoo, and I saw one at the zoo tomorrow.
You saw a guinea pig at the zoo tomorrow.
That's a good title for a
That's
book,
a
actually.
really good title for a
I
book.
saw a guinea pig at the zoo tomorrow. It's
Yeah.
a great adventure.
With earrings
Yeah.
and a twin set and pearls. It was a very fashionable Bridgerton-style guinea pig.
Very good.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think we're going to beat that question.
No.
Do you like guinea pigs?
I do
We
like.
sign off.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I think
Yes,
you're asking
well,
me.
I think we have answered. Should we sign off with that?
Let's sign off with that and that. And thank you very much for being a great audience on a Sunday morning in a cinema. Cinema?
One of the two.
Cinema. Overthinking it.
Cinema.
But thank you very much for being fun. And I need to go and change my shirt.
Thank you very
Goodbye,
much.
goodbye. Thank you. Gallop off.
Gallop off.
We're going up here, but the door doesn't actually go anywhere. So
Oh,
let's
it's fine. We'll just hide.
go up here.
Just hide at the back.
Bye.